Hi, this is Jeff Curto, and welcome to episode number 177 of Camera Position, the podcast about the creative side of photography. Say, that's a really nice camera you've got there. I'll bet you're really into photography. Man, are you into photography? You've got a really nice camera. Those are pretty good pictures. Those are things that I bet all of us hear when we're out there photographing, especially, if we've got our nice cameras because, we're photographers and we appreciate good tools and we recognize that there is a right tool for the right job and we use those tools as we need them. I don't think anybody would say to the carpenter who's working on a job site, say, you look like you're really into carpentry. That's a really, really nice hammer you've got there. But I guess what I wanted to talk about here is the idea that if we're practicing photography, that we must be, the way people would refer to it, as into photography. And there's something kind of funny about that because I've always thought of photography as a medium, not as a pursuit. A medium, not a pursuit. Photography isn't a pursuit, it's a medium. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that photography for me is a method that I use for expressing myself, expressing what I feel, how I see things, the way I see the world, what I'm interested in sharing about the world with people who are either not in that place or may have walked or driven by that place 1,000 times and have never seen it in this particular way. So photography for me is a medium. It's not a pursuit. It's not so much that I'm into photography. I'm into experiencing the world in a particular way, and I'm into using photography as a medium to express the way I see the world, how I see the world, and what I'm interested in. So I'm kind of intrigued by this because, golly, I saw not long ago an article, I think it might have been in one of those big everything about photography websites like Petapixel or something, that there was a study that had been done that showed that 80% of the people who are out there in the world think they make excellent photographs. I think I make really good photographs sometimes, but boy, we'll talk about this at some future point. I think that I have a lot of clunkers, and I know that you all do too, because it is a medium. It is a way that we are trying to express ourselves, and sometimes we get it, and sometimes we don't. I think it's really interesting that 80% of the people out there think that they are excellent at at making photographs. And it's not to demean the incredible popularity of photography in today's world, but rather to say that it is something that we are working toward, that idea of excellence. So what I'm getting at here is something that I've certainly talked about in this podcast before, and certainly students from my physical classrooms, either in school or in the workshops that I conduct, have heard me talk about this, and that is that photography and what you do with it is much less about any aspect of the camera or apertures or shutter speeds, or whether you're using film or digital or pinhole cameras or view cameras or Canon cameras or Nikon cameras, that photography is not the activity. It's not the pursuit. It's not activity of a particular kind. It is, in fact, a medium. And what that medium suggests to us is that the only way for us to be more interesting as photographers is to be more interesting as people. Read more, go different places, explore new things. Try stopping along the side of the road, that place that you drive by every day but never have a chance to stop. Make some time to stop. Find out what happens. Think about the way you engage with that world and use photography as a medium, the means of doing something rather than a pursuit, the activity of doing photography. Well, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Camera Position, the podcast about the creative side of photography.